Welcome to the Power of Transformation with Dr. Jermaine Bego, where faith meets declaration and purpose ignites breakthrough. Each episode empowers you to speak life, renew your mind, and walk boldly in who God says you are. Your transformation starts now. Good day, everyone. Welcome back to another edition of the Power of Transformation. In today's episode, we're going to be discussing daily declarations for building wealth. Before we get started, a couple of things I would like for you to do. Make sure that you like, subscribe, and follow me on all social media platforms at Dr. Bego Transform. Pick up the copy of my latest book, The 8 Declarations to Speak Over Your Life, anywhere the books are sold and on my website at drbegotransform.com. Up until this point, we have talked about wealth from various aspects. We're dealing with generational wealth and financial freedom. And so today, I want to make sure that we have a language that sustains both of them, because wealth is not built in silence. It is not what you begin to accumulate or assess when you are in isolation. But the purpose of wealth building is to speak those things that are not as though they are. And so wealth is built around consistency. When things get hard or challenging or overwhelming, how you build and maintain wealth is that you must be able to stick with it. So consistency is seen as the fuel. And it's fueled by the words that you speak out of your mouth that brings the reinforcement. So today we're going to be looking at how daily declarations keep you thinking, how it keeps your thinking in alignment, how it keeps your thinking grounded in wisdom, how it keeps your thinking connected to discipline, how it keeps your thinking with the long-term goal. So why our daily declarations matter so much to wealth building? You see, every person building wealth eventually faces moments of doubts. I don't care who you are, what you are, or where you are. Doubt will have a way of creeping in when you are building wealth. Moments when progress feels slow. Moments when expenses arise out of nowhere. Doubt has a way of creeping in the moments when even your discipline will seem to be inconvenient. And it's during those moments, during those times, during those seasons, when your intentional language will determine your external behavior. What you say out of your mouth will determine the behavior that you put forward. So you have some people, for an example, who say things like, I'll never get ahead. I'll never amount to much. I'll never achieve. I'll never have. I'll never be able to save. Rather than saying that, rather than looking at the negative aspect of your situation, when doubt comes in, when frustrations happen, when issues arise, rather than saying things like, I'll never get ahead, change your language to, I'm building something. If you only have $2 in your pocket, rather going to the store and spending it, say, I'm building something. If you only have $20 or $200 or $2,000 saved, rather than saying you're going to spend it or it's not enough, simply say to yourself, I'm building something. That's what declarations are designed to do. The circumstance does not change. The issue does not change. The debt remains the same. The bills are the bills. But how you view it and how you speak to it will determine how you live in it. So daily declarations are designed to help you do certain things. That when you speak daily declarations, words of affirmation, positive statements over your life, you begin to maintain your discipline. That even when it gets hard, Even when it gets challenging, you're telling yourself that you will be disciplined to the task because it helps you stay focused for the long term. Sure, short term goals are important. Sure, short term rewards are uplifting, but you must put in place a long term strategy. You must look beyond the present and see the future. Because what happens is it will help you resist the impulsive decisions rather than going and purchasing what you don't need, rather than spending what you don't have. Daily declarations will help you breathe, help you relax, deal with the level of anxiety that is flooding you and cause you to pause. Is this something that you need right now? Is this something that can wait for right now? Because what happens is that when you pause for those moments, you begin to strengthen your confidence. I realize something as I go to the gym. That going to the gym and exercising and lifting weights is not about how fast you can do the repetition. Gymnasts, trainers will tell you that how you build, how you develop, how you grow your muscles is not how fast you do the repetitions. How you build your muscles is when you take the time to allow your muscles to be stretched. How you take the time to allow your muscles to be pulled. How you take the time in the repetition to allow your muscles to be torn. And so wealth building helps you speak differently. It helps you take the time. It helps you engage. It helps you be involved in what you are doing until you see it. So don't say things like I'm broke. No longer say things like I don't have. No longer say things like I'll never have. Say simply, I'm building. I'm working on something. I got something greater in store. That's what the daily declaration is designed to do. It helps you reframe what you are saying in such a way that it produces the ability to produce wealth. Because Deuteronomy chapter 8, verse 18 says something very powerful. It tells us that God has given us the ability to produce wealth. Notice that the scripture does not say, it does not say that God drops wealth randomly. No, it says that to each and every one of us, we have the ability to produce wealth, to accumulate wealth, to achieve wealth. But the ability is tied to something. Your ability to produce wealth is tied to wisdom. It's not just about what you know, that's knowledge. Wisdom is the application of the knowledge. It is taking what you have learned, taking what you have, taking what you have read, taking what you have actually written, taking what you have actually spoken, and putting it into practice. In order to put it into practice, there needs to be discipline. That means no matter what, no matter how hard or challenging or frustration, that you are disciplined, that you are determined, that you are dedicated to reaching the goal. And here's another thing. Ability is always centered in creativity. You see, when you begin to look at your own ability to be creative, means that you're willing to make the necessary adjustments in your life. That if you can't get this, there's a workaround. If you can't solve it this way, there's a workaround. If you can't gain this way, there's a workaround. Creativity is your ability to adjust to the circumstance. Creativity is your ability to create new ways, new forms, new ideas, and new thoughts. Because when you create the creativity, when you create the idea and the thought, when you create the new language, then is when opportunity sets in. Because you are thinking different. You are speaking different. You are living different. You are moving different. And that movement takes you into places, into boardrooms, into businesses, into new opportunities. Now, a lot of us are in those rooms. A lot of us have entered into those spaces. But you have to also have a strategy while you're there. You get invited to many places, and the only thing you leave with is a full stomach. Imagine if you took your creativity, that opportunity allows you to go into a place and you walk in with a strategy. How many people are you going to engage with? How many numbers are you going to come out with? How much money are you going to save from this project? What are you going to do with your part-time earnings? That is all tied to your work ethic. Your strategy says this is what you're going to do. Your work ethic says this is how you're going to get it done. And you will not waver and you will not back off from that. Because wealth is not just about income. Wealth is about your ability to produce. It's about how you're able to manage the resources that are already at your disposal. It is about how you begin to multiply those resources over time. Don't take what you have, bury it in the ground. Don't take what you have, hide it underneath a bush. Take what you have and find a way to multiply it. Take what you have and find a way to create more with it. That's what Deuteronomy chapter 8, verse 18 is saying to us. It is to remind you that wealth is not just about producing money. It's also about your capacity to handle and manage what God has already placed inside of you. So wealth is built through repetition. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. If it worked before, work it again. Because wealth is rarely the result of one big thing. I know we all like to play the lottery, Powerball, the jackpot, hoping that the one ticket that we purchase is the winning ticket. That may make you rich, but it won't make you wealthy. You see, rich is about how much money you have. And one thing I know about people who are rich, they're back broke. They're back broke because they don't have what it means to maintain wealth. And so rather than teaching you, showing you, instructing you on how to get rich, how about we do it the right way? How about we start with what does it mean to be wealthy? And how do you begin to develop wealth in your life? Because if it works once, it will work again. If you hit the lottery once, you may not never hit it again. So wealth is about saving consistently. Each and every time you get paid, put something aside. If it's $1,000, $100, $10, or $1, begin to practice the consistency of saving. Because after you save, is then you can deal with investments. Sometimes we want to invest. We get a little money, get some extra money, we want to go invest it. Talk about, oh, I wish I would have bought this stock. I wish I'd have had that over there. But the first step isn't with investments. The first stop is learning how to save. To be consistent in your saving will then create the atmosphere where you can be consistent in your investing. Because when you become consistent in saving and consistent in investing, you'll learn how to avoid unnecessary debt. You don't go out and just buy frivolously. You don't go out and live beyond your means. You don't make purchases and then try to figure out later how you're going to pay it off. Why? Because you recognize that your resource, your money, is producing more resource, more money. So you're not going to take what you have and go blow it. You want to either save it or you're going to invest it. Because what does that do? When you save, when you invest, and you avoid unnecessary debt, guess what begins to happen? Your income begins to improve. You're able to look at what you have and do more with it. And secondly, let me say this, that when you place all of these into perspective, when you begin to realign and readjust your lifestyle by these wealth principles, you begin to learn financial literacy. That's all it is. Saving, investing, avoiding debt, improving income. It's all about financial literacy. It's the small actions that you repeat over and over again. It's the small action over time that will produce massive results. The same is true even with the declaration. When you say, I steward money wisely, your mind begins to look for ways to live in that truth. When you pause before an impulsive purchase, the declaration has trained your thinking to align with your goals. That's why the declaration is so important, because it begins to produce new habits around your wealth, new habits around your money, new habits around your spending, new habits around your savings, new habits around your investing, so that when opportunities present themselves, you are now in a place to assess, does it align with your strategy? Does it feed into your goal? Does it help prepare you and equip you for where you want to be? So there's a discipline. There's a discipline of wealth builders. It's not by happenstance. It's not the luck of the draw. It's not just something that happens overnight, because wealth without discipline disappears. Majority of the people who win the lottery within 5 years are broke. Look at major athletes across the globe. Most of them, when they retire, are broke. So wealth building is about a discipline. Wealth builders practice certain things. Wealth builders, first and foremost, they plan their spending. Before they go buy a car, they research it. Before they buy a new TV, they research it. Before they go on a trip, they research it, because they want to ensure that they are getting the value of their dollar. The second thing they do is they save with intentionality. They save before they spend. Before a dollar goes to pay a bill, they have put a dollar into a savings account. You have to save with intentionality. It is not the last thing that you do, it is the first thing that you do. And thirdly, they have an investment strategy. Now, you can go get an investment advisor. You can go to one of the large corporations that deal with 401k. Or you can get small apps on your phone if you want to research stock and begin to make those investments. But you got to have a strategy. Fourthly, they avoid lifestyle inflations. What does that mean? To avoid lifestyle inflation means that just because your income goes up, your spending should not match it. So if you go from $50,000 a year to $60,000 a year, that is a $10,000 increase in your income. Your spending, your debt should not also increase by $10,000. That is $10,000 of new money, $10,000 of new savings, $10,000 of new investing. In other words, you don't raise the level of your lifestyle just because you have more income in the bank. And then here's the last thing. They plan their spending, they save intentionally, they invest strategically, they avoid lifestyle inflation. And here's the fifth one. They continue learning. Whether it's reading or workshop or seminar or YouTube page, they continue to put themselves in an environment where they can learn more about wealth building. You see, discipline does not mean restriction. And I know that because we like to think that discipline or to be a disciple means all the things that you cannot do, the things that you cannot have, the places where you should not go, the language that you should not be involved in, the discussions that you should not be engaged in. So we look at discipline as restrictions, when in essence, discipline only means direction. It gives you a course in which you are to follow in order to reach the goal that you have established for yourself. So every disciplined decision is designed to strengthen your future. It is looking at where you are now and setting a goal for where you want to be tomorrow and doing what it takes in the in between to reach it. So that's why the daily declaration is so important. I want you to say this one after me because I think it will help us become grounded as we begin to look at how we become wealth builders. Are you ready? Repeat after me. I declare that God gives me the ability to produce wealth. I build wealth. I build discipline. I build patience. My decisions will strengthen my future for tomorrow. I steward money. I steward wisely. I steward growth. I steward responsibility. I am consistent. I am focused. I am financial. I am building wealth that blesses my family and the generations that come after me. And we're going to take all of that and we're going to put it into one sentence declaration. Are you ready? Here it is. Repeat after me. I build wealth with wisdom and discipline. Say it again. I build wealth with wisdom and discipline. Say it for the people in the back. I build wealth with wisdom and discipline. Listen, wealth does not happen overnight. It is built by decision upon decision. It is built day by day, habit by habit. And so your declarations keep you aligned with the journey that you are on. The declaration is designed to remind you that you are not just earning money, that you are building stability, that you are building opportunity, and that you are building legacy. You may not yet see it, but trust me, you're building it. You may not can see it, but trust me, others can. You may not can see it, but trust me, you're getting stronger, you're getting wiser, and you are growing. Because every disciplined decision is about you planting the seed. It is about the seed of consistency. It is about the seed of being focused. And it is most importantly the seed of staying faithful. I want you to practice this. That's discipline. I want you to practice this declaration. I want you to begin to take it and apply it to your life each and every day. Until next time, may God bless you, may the Lord keep you, and may heaven continue to smile upon you. Peace. Thank you for tuning in to The Power of Transformation. If today's episode blessed you, share it with someone you love. Don't forget to subscribe and stay connected for more tools to declare, believe, and become. Until next time, keep speaking life.